Welcome, friends, to another edition of Friday Night Football and another season of Interboro Bucs football. Tonight, your 0-2 Interboro Bucs face off against Prep Charter, a charter school inside of the Philadelphia area. Bucs looking for their first win here in their home opener. I'm Bill Soroka, joining you as always on Friday night, high atop the South Avenue Sports Complex in the always crowded broadcast booth. Prep Charter has won the opening toss and they've elected to receive. Mark Everton will be ready to kick off. Bucs started off the season with a tough loss to Central League rival Springfield. The Cougars defeated them 21-7 at Springfield, followed by another defeat on the road to Episcopal Academy last week. Tough loss for them, but Interboro getting a little bit better each week and looking for the first win of the season. Back deep for Prep Charter, John Davis is back. Cullen Raber going to do the kickoffs, number 31. And it's recovered by Davis. He'll coast the 20 towards the home bench. He finds a seam up the middle. Davis flagged down on the play. This is going to come back. Davis finally brought down all the way at the 43-yard line of Interboro, but I have a feeling this is going to come back for an illegal block penalty. We'll wait and see what the officials say. And Coach D'Esposito's defense will be on the field first. We'll set those lineups as best we can in just a moment. This is a block in the back. That'll be a very costly penalty for Prep Charter, as they had taken the ball almost to the 40-yard line of Interboro, and they're going to be brought back to inside the 20. 17-yard line will be the line of scrimmage. Beyond Dolo, the quarterback. 3 wide receivers to the far end of your screen. Single setback formation. Big offensive line for Prep Charter. Dolo takes the snap and hands it off up the middle. Big stick on the play by number 24, Sean Douglas. This time 2 wide receivers on each side, so 4 wide receivers for Prep Charter. The ball goes to number 27, again brought down by number 3, Naeem Bey, with the tackle. Tar Monway, the senior, the running back who had the first 2 carries, 5 yards on that carry. Hurry-up offense employed by Dolo and the Prep Charter. He'll keep it himself this time. Stacked up by a swarm of black shirts, not much yardage. About the 37-yard line, it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and a long 4. Prep Charter, no interest in huddling in the early going. Running the complex offense. Sometimes high school teams have a tough time running offenses like this. 4 wide receivers to the far end, 1 to the near end. So 5 wide receiver set. Dolo on the wide receiver screen. Gets it out to number 1, Kadir Stuthers, who crosses midfield. 1st down for Prep Charter. So Prep Charter moving the ball early. 2 quick 1st downs. And sometimes these complex offenses do tend to give the Bucs a hard time. Once again, right up the middle. And the Bucs have been soft up the middle in the early going. Monway ahead for about 15. They'll mark it at the 34-yard line and right back up to the line of scrimmage. Over the course of a long game, this could be problematic as a lot of the Bucs starters go both ways. High snap this time. This time Dolo's going to keep it. up near the 31, so about 3 yards on the carry. Pressure up the middle by Matt Dwyer forced the keeper. The 2nd down and 6. Bonway again. 1st down yardage to the 28. Four wide receiver set. Dolo, the quarterback. Bonway, the tailback. Pressure brought by Menold. First throw of the game. Wide open in the back of the end zone, but outside of the end zone, so it'll be an incomplete pass. My apologies, 2nd throw of the game. It was headed for Mahmoud Diabate, but he caught it in the back of the end zone, but it was out of the end zone, so it'll be an incomplete pass. Second down and 10 for Prep Charter. This time it's going to go to Quadir Stuthers. Ahead to the 17-yard line. This time it's a keeper. Dolo, 1st down yardage again. 1st and goal for Prep Charter. Moving the ball, an impressive drive with 8:32 to go in quarter number 1. And right up the middle for Quadir Struthers, and a ho-hum, very easy drive for the Prep Charter team. And they'll go up 6-0 early on. Very impressive drive put together by Prep Charter. No doubt something that Coach D'Esposito on defense is going to need to tighten up. And there's something that, I wouldn't go hitting the panic button if you're out there, Buck fan, because a lot of times early on, Bucks do give up a touchdown early, and then as time goes on, Coach D'Esposito makes the correct defensive adjustments, and it works out. The kick is up and good. Brian Hernandez, the kicker. Plenty of leg on that one. So it'll be 7-0 Prep Charter with 8:20 to go. So an inauspicious beginning for the Bucks, not just to the season, but also for this football contest. Coach Lennox is always staying positive, though, out on the field, clapping hands, patting people on the back. Be time for the offense. Coach Rywood out there on special teams, trying to set up a good return. More than likely back deep for Interboro, you'll see Chris Hummel, Sean Douglas back deep. Hernandez also handles the kickoff duties as well as the place kicking duties for the Prep Charter team, number 14, good strong leg. You'll see Everton back deep as well. Everton, Blake DeLessio, and Sean Douglas, the 3 men set to return. We'll see where the ball goes, but 8:20 to go, quarter number 1, and Interboro already in a 7-0 hole. It's going to head towards Douglas. They'll set up the block on the far end. Douglas looking for a seam up the middle. Good return out to the 38-yard line. Sean Douglas, big, strong junior. Kid who got a lot of carries towards the end of last year, really starting to come into his own. He'll be the feature tailback in Coach Lennox's offense. Three-sport athlete, good player in basketball, as well as one of the top pitchers on the baseball team. Speaking of top pitchers, our quarterback is Sean Menold. Great baseball pitcher and finally getting a chance to play quarterback. The fullback is number 48, Lamar Shaw. And this will go to Sean Douglas. Good block by Shaw for a 7-yard gain. That's exactly why Big Lamar is in there. Blake DeLessio, wide receiver, as well as Mark Everton. The tight end is number 87, Chase Pattinson, big, strong, 6'2", 220-pound junior. And they'll go to Shaw this time. Shaw bounces outside. Shaw close to first down yardage. He's brought down on the play by number 26, John Shantz. It might not give him the first down. Looks like it's going to be third and a very short one. Mennel in to get the play from coaches Lennox and Ridewood. Chip has really come into his own as the right-hand man for Coach Lennox down there on the field. Douglas straight up the gut for a first down, crosses midfield to the 48. The Bucs answering right back with a first down drive. Perhaps Coach Lennox going to stay back with the ground game that he's been known for over the years. Douglas again. Over the 45 to the 44. Stothers in on the tackle, as well as number 51. That's Marcus Bryant, 270-pound junior. So big, strong fellows on the interior line for Prep Charter. Dan May in at the fullback position this time. And this time Douglas takes it outside, close to first down yardage. Dan May, another multi-sport athlete. Real impressive looking kid who did a lot of good things on the football team last year and is sharing time at the fullback position with Lamar Shaw. And had a nice lead block there to help spring Sean Douglas, who will get the bulk of the carries, no doubt. And Prep Charter jumps off sides, and that'll be a first down. Number 72, Karamo Diabate, with the penalty on the defensive end position. That'll be first down and 10 for Interboro with 5:37 to go, quarter number one. They'll take it up to the 35-yard line. Everton singled up on the outside. He definitely wants the ball. Interboro yet to go to the air. And it won't be on this play. Shaw running side to side. You got to run forward, Lamar. 3-yard loss on the play. Number 6, John Davis with the stop. Play made just been an effort to give Sean Douglas a little bit of a breather. Second down and 13, though. They go this time to inside to number 4, Mike Akuta, and he's stacked up behind the line of scrimmage as well, so it'll be third and long. Spotted at the 40, just inside the 40 to about the 39.5-yard line. Almost definitely going to be a passing down for Sean Mennel. Douglas lined up in the wide receiver spot. Shaw the single setback, in for protection. Everton to the near end of your screen. They're looking towards Douglas, and it's overshot. And fourth down it is. Mennel also serves as the punter. So if, in fact, Coach Lennox decides to punt, and I have no doubt that pretty sure he will anyway. Akuta walks off. It looks like they're going to go for it here, fourth down and 14. Mennel with the quick kick. And it takes a Bucs roll to about the 17-yard line. So back on offense for Prep Charter after a very nice first drive. Interboro's defense no doubt needs to tighten up, and it's a tall order given the fact that a lot of these young men are playing both ways. Not a great deal of depth on the Interboro team, so maybe at the 22 starting positions, you're probably looking at like 16 or 17 kids to get the bulk of the playing time. Dolo in shotgun formation. Low snap handled nicely. Right up the gut once again goes Tar. Monway up to the 20 or 38-yard line, 39-yard line, a first down. And this has really been the Achilles heel of the Interboro defense, right up the gut the last 3 games. And these coaches that are up here in the booth with me, I mean, they watch film too, and they know exactly where the Bucs are susceptible. This time it's a quick pass, and it's going to be fielded on one hop, incomplete. Trying to run that wide receiver screen once again to Struthers, but it was one hopped up there. Second down. Really not a lot of reason for Prep Charter to go away from the running game, because they're just quick getting back, not huddling up, running a pro-style read option offense. Dolo this time fakes the handoff right up the middle to the 46-yard line. Dolo impressive in the early going, running this very complex offense. Once again, Mombre and Interboro stacks up everything, basically daring them to pass. And I think this is probably the wise move on the part of Coach D'Esposito, is trying to focus on the run game. Matto Chuda with the tackle. He was first on the scene there. So it'll be fourth down. And it appears that Prep Charter will punt. Dolo apparently handles the punting duties as well. D'Alessio and Everton are the punters, or the punt returners. And it's going to be a fake. Right up the middle, Struthers, first down. Gets over to the 47-yard line, and Prep Charter not willing to yield the ball. It looks like a flag on the play, so we'll wait and see. This could potentially bring this play back. We're not exactly sure yet. Prep Charter indicating it's against the Bucs, but you don't know. Across the defensive line for Interboro, number 87, Chase Pattinson, number 63, Tyrell Davis, number 60, Matt Dwyer. This one's against Interboro, so it'll get us some extra yardage on the play. Another 15 yards will give Prep Charter some great field position to continue this drive that they were able to keep going via the fake punt. 32-yard line's a line of scrimmage. Steve Royer also making up the interior line. Dolo to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires a dart. John Davis is going to walk in for a touchdown. And Prep Charter really putting it on Interboro in the early going. Less than 10 minutes into this contest, and it's 13-0, and Prep Charter looks like a different team than they've been the last couple of years. Really, the last couple of years, both last year and the year before here at Interboro, they've handled Prep Charter without much problem. Last year, quite a few players from Prep Charter went out injured, as well as, unfortunately, Angelo Owens on our team. That was over at the Super Site in South Philadelphia. Hernandez's kick is up, and this one's wide to the right. So it'll be 13-0, and that's really the first thing that's going right for Interboro today. Number 6 on that play, Davis could not have been any more wide open. Ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line for the kickoff. While we have some time, I'd like to congratulate and as well as recognize one of my best friends in the whole world, Mr. Tony Mecriello, who has taken the position of athletic director and thus far has been doing a fantastic job. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Flag on the play. Offsides on Prep Charter. Coach Meck goes through a rigorous interview process, and sorry to lose him from the classroom, also a member of my history department, formerly co-chaired the history department, as well as a fantastic advanced placement U.S. history teacher. Tough loss having him out of the classroom, but definitely a gain for the athletic department as he's full-time athletic director and has already made some great changes to the way things are done here in the athletic department. You want to keep up with the athletic department, check out the website, athletic department website, as well as follow them on Twitter at GoBucksSports. I follow them all the time. Keep up with them via the Twitter sphere, and they'll keep you abreast of any changes, game results, key scores, top plays, everything. Hernandez's kickoff is going to go to Everton. He's in the middle. Receives it about the 20-yard line. They're trying to form a wedge. Hold on number 7, not called. Everton down the sideline, cuts back into the middle. A good field position for Interboro, and Interboro a little bit fortunate there that Blake DeLesio's grab wasn't called. Blake will stay out there as well as the rest of the offense. Up front for the Bucs, we have at center Christian Brady, 63 Tyrell Davis, 64 Jeremiah Della Priscoli. Set the rest of the O-line in a second, number 51 Steve Royer, as well as Nick Valerio, number 79 on the other tackle. Douglas tries to bounce off a tackle and he'll end up losing a couple yards, and now they're getting beat on offense too. Prep Charter winning the line of scrimmage battle, and that drives everything in football. We're under a minute 30 to go in quarter number 1, and not much is going right for our beloved Interboro Bucs. Douglas loses 4 on that play. Pass to Everton. Not much. About the 40-yard line. They'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So nice completed pass from Mennel to Everton, but they're going to need some bigger chunks of yardage. Move the ball downfield. 3rd and long with under a minute to go. So I want to congratulate and thank Ed Barrar, who's been the PA announcer here at Interboro. This is his 25th year of doing this. It's been all volunteer work. He's never been paid even a dime. They don't even give him a free hot dog. Ed Barrar, 25 years. We thank you. Tip our cap to you. Mennel eludes pressure. Looking for a man. He's going to throw it deep. Looking for Pattinson out of bounds. Chase Pattinson was 1v1, but the ball was thrown a bit out of bounds. So 4th down and 10, the 40-yard line, and we'll wait and see what Coach wants to do. Down in administration corner, Principal Ryan Johnston is there, as well as Athletic Director Tony Meck, Assistant Principal Sean Conti. Also, Assistant Athletic Director Joe Barrett. The combination of Mecriello and Barrett has been nothing short of phenomenal in the early going this year. Setting up the athletic department, they have just really done a fantastic job. They have a weekly web show that you can view. if you follow them on GoBuckSports.com, or I'm sorry, at GoBuckSports, they'll have a link to their weekly web show. It's a little 4 or 5 minute blurb that they put on YouTube. Just click the link, and it's a good show that talks about some of the goings on in the athletic department, game results. They have a weekly MVP as well. I've yet to be named weekly MVP, but hopefully I'll do something cool and maybe I'll get a shot. Maybe I'll get a free t-shirt or something. Also want to give a big shout out to our superintendent, Mrs. Bernadette Riley, who facilitated and oversaw a great opening to the school year. Our principal, Ryan Johnson, at the building level, same thing, great opening to the school year. That curriculum director, Val Ekman, she's not doing a bad job either. Fourth down. Shaw, the only setback. Menold. He'll drop back to pass. He's got to elude pressure. Menold is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Big number 72, Brandine Tynes with the sack, and Prep Charter is going to take over. And this is got the possibility of becoming a rout here. 22.5 seconds to go, quarter number 1. Prep Charter will take over at the 43. And I can't believe this is the same team I've seen the last couple years. They've really gotten their stuff together. And Coach D'Esposito actually saw this coming. A couple years ago, he said they have a lot of young talent, and they're only going to get better. And these kids are starting to, a couple years ago, the roster was filled with freshmen and sophomores. Now you have a lot of juniors and seniors. And these kids have really honed their skills and really put together a nice roster, and they're doing a good job. Dolo, low snap, handled nicely. Going to fire it downfield, throws it on a dart. Little bit long, and Everton with the interception, and really an ill-advised pass for Dolo. First real not smart play as he threw into double coverage, and he overshot his wide receiver, and Everton was back there playing center field and picked it off. And now they're going to call it an incomplete pass, it looks like, so second down. So not as egregious an error on the part of Beyond Dolo. They did rule that pass incomplete. Everton must have stepped out of bounds when he made the catch. Back to the ground. Nice stack up. First on the scene, Danny May. Third down and long for Prep Charter. That'll be the end of quarter number 1. Next time you're out at a Bucs football game, hopefully next Friday against Penn Charter, but if you come out, make sure you pick up a souvenir program. I was paging through this program prior to the game, and not only do you see advertisements from a lot of our local businesses, which we hope you go out and support, but also an individual page devoted to a lot of the participants, whether you're in the marching unit or whether you're on the football team or whether you're on the cheerleading squad. Each of the seniors has a page devoted to them, and they're real nice. They show a lot of photographs from when they were real little kids coming up through the local programs, the Glen Olden Indians, the Prospect Park Termites. There's also a nice page in the back, a nice in-memory page of Mr. Frank Whitmer, who, sitting here, you look at this picture of him with his number 1 jersey, number 1 Whitmer Termites jersey on, and that guy lived every bit of his 95 years, and so much of it was dedicated to this community. And Mr. Whitmer, we really miss you, and I remember when he passed away, our baseball team walked over as a team to celebrate his life and pay our respects to his family, and we miss him every single day. So God bless the Whitmer family, and we just thank him so much for everything he's done. Screen pass almost intercepted, batted away by Terrell Davis, and it was right in the arms of Steve Royer, and that was 6 the other way, and it fell out of his hands. 4th down, though, so the first stop for Coach D'Esposito's defense back deep on the zone is going to be Mark Everton. Dolo to punt. An extra man on the sidelines. They had to get somebody off. High snap, and the punt almost blocked. There is a flag on the play, and that could just be because there was an additional guy in the huddle. We'll wait and see. Had to get Matt Dwyer off the field, and I think that could be the penalty. Ball will be spotted at 25. We'll wait and see. They definitely had 12 men in the huddle, and Dwyer ran off the field prior to the start of the play. So that could be what the flag is. Referees are deliberating near the 46-yard line. Should be a fairly cut and dry penalty, but perhaps they saw something that I didn't up here high atop the South Avenue Sports Complex. One thing I haven't seen up here is real movement of the ball on Interboro on offense. Maybe that flag never happened. I don't know. I haven't seen a signal yet. I sure as heck saw Laundry on the field. They will call for 12 men in the huddle, but Prep Charter declines the penalty, and they'll take the result of the play, which is a punt to the 25-yard line. Mental under center. Lamar Shaw, the fullback. Sean Douglas, the I-back. Douglas straight up the middle, but not for much, and he is just stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. And these guys for Prep Charter are just huge. Jaleel Benton, one of the big men up front. Benton tips the scales at 6'5", 375 pounds. I don't think that's a misprint. That is a big, big young man. Just based on that size alone, I'm sure he'll be getting some Division I offers. Menold to throw. He finds Everton, but he's brought down right away. Good job by Quadir Struthers to be right there and not let Everton get away. Everton's a fast wide receiver, so if he gets a step or is able to get to the outside and make a catch, he could be running for a long time. But Struthers did a good job staying with Everton on the play and limiting that to a 4-yard gain. Also see Superintendent Riley down there on the field. So really the power elite of Interboro is represented down in the near end zone by the scoreboard. We have the superintendent, assistant principal, athletic director, head principal. No days off, no nights off for Interboro. Douglas, first down yardage. Good job by Sean Menold. One of the true testaments to a quarterback's ability to throw is being able to throw that deep out. That's exactly what Menold did. That's the kind of arm that makes you a #1 pitcher on the baseball team as well as QB1 for football. 37-yard line, a first down. Douglas with a nice job making the hands catch. You occasionally see him lined up as a wide receiver. He's back at his familiar I-back position on this play. Shaw in the fullback. This time it goes to Lamar. Yard or two. But he just doesn't get far. These big men in the on the interior line. Number 72, Karamo Diabate, had Lamar stacked up. And those of you who know Lamar, I mean, this is not a small young man. Lamar Shaw is he's just really big. And for him to be thrown around like that, it should give you an indication of just how big and strong this interior line of Prep Charter is. Second down and about 7. Going to run the option this time. Late pitch Douglas stacked up, hit behind the line of scrimmage. So it'll be third down and about 8 or 9. .850 and counting. Quarter number 2. 13-0 lead for the Prep Charter team. Acuda will run off the field. Passing down for the Bucs. Once again, Sean Douglas lines up as a receiver. Blake DeLessio as well. Everton in the slot position. Pass to the outside, looking for DeLessio, but is not there. It'll be fourth down for Interboro, punt team on. Stay tuned at halftime as well for what I imagine will be a performance of the Interboro Buccaneer Band. Flags are warming up in the end zone by the scoreboard, or on the track by the scoreboard there. Disney-themed performance this year. I can't wait to bring my daughter out to enjoy one of these performances. She's a big fan of the Disney music. Knows all the princesses and stuff, as you imagine a 3-year-old would. Nice strong kick by Sean Menold. Taking Interboro roll to the 24-yard line where it's touched, and Prep Charter will take over there. .809 to go. Prep Charter with 2-touchdown lead. And a high-powered offense set to take the field again. Dolo in the shotgun as he's been most of the game. Struthers. He finds a room. 32-yard line. Everton with the tackle. Second down and short, which has been the case for a lot of this game. Just wide open holes opened up by this big offensive line. Number 65, William Rand, also the right guard. For 51, Marcus Bryant. Hold on the play this time. Doesn't get the first down and a flag, which I imagine will be a hold. See if coach wants to take the play or drive him back. I imagine they would take the penalty here, make it second down and long. So it'll be second down and probably about 12. Second down and 11 maybe. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line, 7.5 to go. Defense shuffling around, trying to get themselves in position. Dolo to pass. Pressure up the middle from Pattinson. He rolls out and throws. Incomplete. So it'll be third down and long. Third down and 11 yards to go. Good to hear the band. Haven't been in attendance the last 2 games due to restrictions from the opposing teams, so it's good to have them back, have a full unit, the cheerleaders and the band as well as the football team. Feels like a Friday night again here in South Avenue Sports Complex. Dolo rolls out, plenty of time, looking for a man. Plenty of time, throws, first down. Davis cuts back over midfield, finally brought down at the 47-yard line, and when you have 10 seconds to throw it, those are the types of things that are going to happen. 46 and a half, and they're right back on the ball. Four wide receivers set. They're going to run out of this set. Dolo keeps it himself. Gets about 3, down to the 43. Same set as last play, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. Dolo to keep. And he'll be brought down by Royer behind the line of scrimmage for a yard loss, so 3rd down and 8. Good job by Steve Royer. Royer's a heck of a nice kid as well as a good student. A kid who's taken some AP classes. I had a great opportunity to have him in class last year. He's one of my top students. We have a prep charter player down at the 45-yard line, so take a pause here for a second. Hopefully young man is okay. Interboro will walk off to the sidelines for some counsel. Coach D'Esposito wants to talk with them. That's actually Dolo that's on the field. And they'll being administered to will have to come off for at least 1 play, so we'll see who they bring in at the other quarterback position. But he's certainly been effective, and he's up under his own power. So unless they call a timeout, which I don't believe they have, he'll have to come out for 1 play. Third down and 8 once we get back on the ball. We'll see who's under center. Looks like Peter Gay, number 2, is going to take the snaps here in the shotgun formation. Not listed as a quarterback in the program, but that doesn't matter a whole lot. He'll hand off. And it's not going to matter either because, and a fumble. That was a 1st down. Interboro is going to pick up this fumble, I think. And it looks like they'll have the ball. And the referees have signified that Interboro was picked up. And Tar Monway, 1st down on the draw, and then just dropped it. And it looks like number 51, Steve Royer, has the ball. Fumble recovery for him. He looks a little bit banged up, but he's going to stay out there. He has to play offensive line. So Interboro catches a break there, and they'll get the ball on the 34-yard line with an opportunity to perhaps get back in this game. 5:13 to go, 2nd quarter. Tight formation. Shaw, the only running back. And it'll be Shaw. And he puts the ball on the ground, and he might have just given it right back to Prep Charter. And Shaw got hit and dropped the ball, and Prep Charter gets it. And Lamar seems to be a little shaken up on the play. He did get hit behind the line of scrimmage, but one of the jobs of the running back is to hold on to the ball as best you can there, and Lamar did drop it. And a fortunate turnover for the Bucs. Now just went right back to Prep Charter, and they have great field position at the 32-yard line. Gay in motion, Dolo back in at quarterback. He seems to have shaken off whatever injury he had. He's going to throw to Gay on the screen pass. Gay, close to 1st down yardage, cuts back, and Royer with a big tackle. And Royer's been a bright spot. He's been all over the field. Line of scrimmage will be the 25. Second down and about 4. Struthers. Close to first down yardage. We'll wait for a spot. Struthers again. Finds room outside. Definitely a first down, although they did throw a flag, so we'll wait and see if that's on the tackle or if that's a hold a little bit downfield. It came all the way from the back, Judge. Hold on. Prep Charter, so that play's going to come back. Because the play was actually downfield after the first down, it'll be first down and 11. Not a scenario you see a whole lot. And it's Monway. And these guys are really fast through the hole. They find the hole and then they move forward. Second down and about 5. Right back on the ball. 3 wide receivers to the near end. Monway. Not as much this time. Good job by the line. They limit the damage there. Maybe a yard. Third down and 4 or 5. Lots of options for Dolo. He'll keep it himself. Tries to bounce off tackle. Should be a first down for Prep Charter. Should be able to make a second effort. First down signified by the referee, and Prep Charter inside the 15-yard line, inside the 10-yard line to the 9. First and goal. Under 3 minutes to go. Prep Charter knock on the door, looking to score a third touchdown. Long way to about the 4. Brought down by Mennel. And they're just moving too fast for Interboro's defense. They're shuffling and trying to get out to their man on each play defensively, and it's really tiring the team out. High snap, handled nicely, but Monway able to hit the handoff and could have just walked in. So Prep Charter with another touchdown, and I have to be honest with you, folks, this isn't something I saw coming. 19-0 in favor of Prep Charter. Hernandez is in to attempt the point after. So they're not going to chase that point that they lost on the last kick that sailed wide right. Hernandez definitely plenty of leg to make the kick. His accuracy sometimes is questionable. Blocked by Naeem Bey. Nice athletic play. So it'll remain 19-0. So Naeem, a nice job there, but with 2:21 to go, Interboro has a lot of catching up to do. Bucs band, always consistent. Heading out to the track. They'll get ready to play their field show under the direction of Mark Peltz, as always. We'll have that for you at halftime. Even the student section a bit quiet. There's really not a lot to cheer about. It's tough to talk any junk to your opponents when you're down 19 points. So the familiar triumvirate of D'Alessio, Douglas, and Everton are back deep. And they really got to pull together now. That senior leadership has to come together and really get this team. Now, two losses on the road to start the season. That's not unprecedented, but to lose 3 in a row in the beginning, not good. Thank you. Goes to the up man. Not the up man, Douglas. That's got to be picked up. Everton runs towards the home bench. If he can get to the outside, he can go a long way. Get a block there, Ochuda. Everton cuts back inside. That's going to be a face mask call as well. That may be on Everton for grabbing the face mask of the tackler. We'll wait and see. That's going to be a personal foul on Prep Charter. So whatever it was, I didn't see it. But we'll take the 15-yard penalty, which will give Interboro a great field position inside the 40-yard line. .37 is going to be the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes. Interboro desperately needs a score before the half. They will get the ball to start the second half. Mennel back to pass. Screen. Sean Douglas inside the 35 to the 34. Ball on the ground. Picked up nicely. I believe that was Brady that got it, but I don't. Interboro did recover. Jeremiah Della Priscoli with the fumble recovery, and that really, really helped save Interboro. Another opportunity for Prep Charter to take the ball downfield before the half would pretty much seal this one, I think. And you don't want that to happen before halftime. Interboro takes a timeout, and probably a smart timeout by Coach Lennox. Coaches Buno and Mayer up here in the box beside themselves as they obviously looking to come up with the perfect strategy to try and get back in this game. But it's tough when the interior line is really being blown off the ball by the interior line of Prep Charter, and they are just gigantic. I mean, 280, 290 across. This is like a Division I size interior line. This is something you see like in the Big Ten or the Pac-12. And they go both ways, too. So our kids don't get a break on offense or defense. I mean, our kids, they hit the weights. They're good-sized kids. They're some of the biggest kids in the school. But when you're going up against kids 60, 70 pounds bigger than you, it's real tough. Shotgun for Mennel. Mennel just looking for some time. He's got it. Throws a dart. Looking for Blake DeLessio. Great hands catch by DeLessio. Good job coming back to the ball by Blake. And that'll be a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. 2 kids in my period 4-5 AP class hooking up. Good students, good kids, good football players. Let's put one in the end zone here now, boys. 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. May in at the fullback position. Douglas the tailback. It goes to Sean. Bounces off tackle. Not into the end zone, no. Yard or 2. Looks like we're going to have another timeout on the play. This time Prep Charter calls timeout with 1:19 to go. Once again, stay tuned for the halftime show featuring the Interboro Marching Band. With a Disney medley, little Cars, little Frozen, and one other song. I'm trying to read that right on the back of in the back of the shirt there. I'm familiar with the first two numbers. I'm not familiar with that last number. Nice shirts, though. The band parents are all wearing in support of the marching band. This one goes to Douglas again. Douglas into the end zone for a touchdown. 2-yard run for Sean Douglas, and the Bucs are on the board. So 19-6 will be the score, pending the point after try. Looks like they're going to go for 2. No, they're not going to go for 2. Ravert, the kicker, Colin Ravert. The holder was number 12, Jimmy Moorhead. Good snap, good hold, but it's blocked. And they just blew up the line and kicked right into number 72 for Prep Charter, who's been all over the field tonight. That's Karamo Diabute. So we'll have only 6 high kicks by the cheerleaders. 19-6 will be the score, still a minute 13 to go. Make sure you visit our snack stand at halftime. Senior class in charge of that, Mr. Peltz, Miss Ladislaw, they're the senior sponsors. Tons of senior kids out there working the snack stand, volunteering their time. Great kids give up some time on a Friday night to help raise money for their class, offset the costs of their senior prom and a lot of the other senior activities. I know we're very early in the school year. This is only the second week of classes, but never too early to start thinking about some of the senior activities that these young men and women have earned and just part of the whole high school experience. So please come out and support that. Get yourself a hot dog, get a couple slices of pizza. You'll work that off tomorrow morning. You got the whole weekend to work it off. Got my man James Runkle here. He can serve as your personal trainer. He came fresh from the gym before. He's replacing Matt Cleaver as the film tech, I guess, the guy who's up here producing the broadcast for us. Matt Cleaver down in the field. He actually joined the football team this year. Unfortunately, he had to have an appendectomy right when the season started, so he's out of action. But at least he looks good in his jersey. Kickoff. Ball still bouncing around. Don't know who got it. Prep Charter looks like they fell on it, but it sure would be nice if Interboro got it. Ball at the 30-yard line, but I think there was a number of golden Prep Charter jerseys there. Tried to bring my man Runkle a couple hot dogs. He says, "Oh, I don't eat that stuff." As far as I know, they don't sell veggie burgers or anything like that at the snack stand, so you'll have to suck it up and eat something maybe a little bit unhealthy. But hey, man, what's high school football for? That's part of the whole experience. Pretzels, candy, pizza, hot dogs, and Applebee's afterwards. Prep Charter, 4 wide receivers to the near end of your screen. Dolo looking to pass. Got plenty of time. Goes to the short man, and it just overshoots him. Kareem Dennis was the intended receiver. Mennel had the coverage. And the ball just seemed to fly by him before Dennis got his hands up. 2nd down. It's time to go 3 and 2. Still a 5 wide set, though. A lot of confidence in this offensive line, and why wouldn't they, with as big as they are, being able to run 5 wide receivers. Low snap. Dolo handles it nicely. Davis cuts inside, runs past Mennel. Brought down by Everton at the 40, but it'll be a 1st down. The clock will stop temporarily. Right back on the ball will be Prep Charter. Clock's ticking, though. 45 seconds and counting. Snap again. Handled by Dolo. And this time it's dropped. Once again intended for Davis, but it fell out of his hands. Sometimes an incomplete pass is the best thing for it, give it a little bit of a chance to regroup. Three receivers to the visitor side, two to the near side. Dolo out of the shotgun. Pressure from the outside by Pattinson. Dolo throws a dart over the middle. Struthers, big hit on the play by Blake DeLessio, but not before a long gain. 28-yard, 26-yard pass. Call it 27, I guess. Timeout by Prep Charter. They're 27 and a half to go in the quarter. Bucs band waiting patiently for their opportunity to shine. And we hope that you've really been anticipating seeing this field show at halftime. We'll have it for you here on the Interboro Television Network. We'll have the wide view. We'll put the ambient mics on. You can enjoy the sounds of the Interboro Bucs marching band. Once again, Mark Peltz has a strong marching band. Always well prepared, always well disciplined. Mark Peltz, one of the nicest guys out there. Join us next Friday night right back here for William Penn Charter. After that, Caravel Academy at 7:30. Then after that, we go on the road to Penwood on October 4th. 4 wide receiver set. 5 if you count the guy on the other side. They're looking this way, though. Dolo, all day to throw. Royer finally gets back there to apply some pressure. Incomplete pass. Okuda on the coverage. We're at 18 seconds to go. Plays take a long time to materialize because Dolo does have quite a bit of time to throw. Not exactly conducive to the hurry-up offenses. You want to give plays after play, but at least they have all day to run around. And these guys are fast enough to be able to get open and make something happen. We've seen it happen a few times. Pattinson forces Dolo to step up in the pocket. Just very nonchalantly does that. Throws it over the middle, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. Athletic quarterback and a big old offensive line is really carving up the Bucs defense. John Davis all by himself in the middle, and that shouldn't happen. I believe this is the last time out for Prep Charter, but they're down to the 6-yard line. 8.6 seconds left, enough time for 1, maybe 2 plays. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to run a draw play here because, well, why not? It's worked all game. Spread them out wide and run a draw, so we'll see. Last play, Chase Pattinson had an opportunity, and Dolo sensed it and just a little shoulder shake and was able to get Pattinson off him. Just calm and cool and throws the ball right in the middle, and Davis all by himself just stuck his arms up and made the hands catch, and they have really executed almost every play. I can't tell you how impressed I am with this Prep Charter team, and now an extra man in the huddle is going to be a flag for Prep Charter. That's going to drive them back 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 12-yard line. And that'll probably change the strategy a little bit. Maybe take the run out of the question now as they can't stop the clock. And it's going to be a little bit of wildcat. He'll go in for a touchdown as it was snapped directly to Monway, but There were flags all over the place. It's going to be an illegal formation, I believe, on Prep Charter. They had 2 men in motion on the play, and that's what they're going to call. Now another flag. Somebody must have mouthed off. Pretty much take him out of any ability to score from here unless they got Matt Prater on the bench. And really, these young men shouldn't be mouthing off to the referee. It's a no-win situation. You're going to get flagged every time. So legal shift, that'll be the first 5 yards. That'll take him back to the 17. Then a 15-yard penalty on top of that. And they're calling every play in the book right now. They waved off the other flag, so maybe there wasn't a... So it does just go back to the 17. There's 0.3 of a second left, so enough time for one play. So barring a defensive foul, this will be the last play of the first half. And with any luck, Interboro will be able to knock one down here. 4 wide receivers to the near end, 1 to the far end. Dolo with the world at his fingertips here. Good snap. Hold on the left tackle, not called. Dolo looking for a man, throws it up, picked off by D'Alessio. He'll run it out, why not? Let's get a block. D'Alessio brought down. And there's a perfect instant. I mean, you gotta block for your man. He intercepted the ball, nothing to lose by running it out, and they don't block, and that's probably why they're 0-2 right now. 19-6, Prep Charter at the half. Sit back and enjoy this performance by the Bucs band, and we'll be back for the second half of play. Not necessarily to the point where they can't win the game, but they do have to play a little bit better. We'll see you after halftime, folks. Thanks for staying with us.
Featuring Alyssa Evans on trumpet, Benny Etler on trombone, Daisy Bailey and Jenny Davis on flagwork, and Nicole Interboro is the featured dancer. And show us that famous Buck pride.
Back for second half action. Bucks down 19-6 as we begin the third quarter. Hernandez with the ball placed at the 40-yard line, set to kick off to Douglas, D'Alessio, or Everton. Bucks certainly not out of this game from a score standpoint, but they really do have to make some adjustments on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. The kickoff's going to go to Chase Pattinson, one of the up men. Pattinson looking for a seam down to about the 35-yard line. So certainly decent field position for Sean Mennel and the Bucks offense as we begin the action in the third quarter of play. Prep Charter with a new coaching staff. Head coach David Hand with a whole new staff, and I think that may be what we can attribute some of the success of Prep Charter. They've really been able to harness the natural God-given size and ability that this Prep Charter team has into perhaps some wins. Mantled for Douglas. Not much. Keeps the legs moving, but it's tough when the guy grabbing you is 280 pounds. Second player shaken up, number 65, Rand Williams. He's going to get up under his own power, though, and he'll be ready to go for the second down and 8 play. May, the fullback. Shaw, I believe, is out from what I'm overhearing. It's going to be a reverse. Everton looking for a lead block. Cuts it upfield. Everton, first down and then some. Everton has a chance to take this. Everton inside the 20, down at the 15-yard line. Mark Everton. And that's what you have to do. Put the ball in the hands of someone that can do something with it. Get him open to spaces. Mark Everton with a lot of natural speed. And once he was able to break free and get into open spaces, he took it all the way down to the 15. So a great job on the reverse to Everton. And a nice job blocking as well downfield by the entire Bucs team. I'm sure Coach Lennox had a good talk with these guys at the half. And a score here would be big. This time it goes to the option. Douglas 10, inside the 5 to about the 3. It'll be first down and goal. And Interboro looking to make quick work here in the early going. Ball at the 3-yard line, first and goal. They'll line up in the I formation. You have May, the big fullback. Big, tough fullback. Douglas, tall, rangy tailback. Douglas gets it. Sees the seam, and he's in for a touchdown. Great job by Sean Douglas. Great job by the Bucs. Real statement drive here. Took 1 minute and 41 seconds. 19-12, pending the extra point. Shaw is back in there, so I guess he's not out, which is a good sign. Looks like they'll go for 2 here. Missed extra point last time. No, they're not going to. They are going to go for an extra point. So Moorhead the hold. Colin Ravert the kicker. They're not going to chase that point. And once again, it's blocked. They may be going for 2 after this. Oh, it's still a 7-point game. They've been unable to really get anything going on the kick game, as both times on the extra point they've blown up the line and came in and blocked it. Ravert unable to get the ball up over the big line. So it's a 7-point game, 10-19 to go. But that was a very important drive and a great job. Good play calling there by Coach Lennox, getting Mark Everton the ball on the reverse. He was able to turn the ball upfield and break one for a long run. And that should put a little bit of spark back in the crowd as well, who were pretty much silent at halftime. Great performance by the Bucs band. I hope you stuck around and enjoyed that performance at the half. Little Disney medley there, some Cars, some Frozen. Now it's important that the defense steps up and they're able to get a stop here. A stop here and getting the ball back. A nice 3 and out will be fantastic. Ravert to kick off from the 40-yard line. He'll kick it on the ground, try and get it out of the hands of these big athletes, and the ball will be down at the 37-yard line. That's where Prep Charter is going to take over, but the strategy there is to try to not give like John Davis the ball and have him run it up the sidelines and perhaps take it back for a touchdown or give him even better field position, as special teams have been a challenge for a while now. So Viandolo and the high-powered offense are right back at it. 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. This is going to go to Struthers. Struthers kicks it outside. Struthers first down and then some. Finally brought down by Menold at the 40-yard line, but not until he gets 22 yards on first down. And that was D'Alessio on the tackle. Eddie Barrar corrected me, as always. Tholo out to Davis. Big stick on the play. Good job by Mark Everton for a 3-yard loss. Everton's still playing some football. And Everton's one of those players sometimes, if he gets it going on offense, it really improves his defensive game as well. 42, the line of scrimmage. Straight up the gut. This has been their Achilles heel all year. 11-yard gain, so it'll go from 2nd and long to 3rd and 1. Ball will be spotted at the 31 for Prep Charter. Just 3 minutes gone here in quarter number 3. And let's see if they can get him behind the line. They do. It'll be 4th down. Good job by Steve Royer to penetrate that offensive line and get in the backfield. Steve Royer fired up, and well, he should be. He's played a very nice game, despite being outsized. He's been used as he's a tall, lanky fella. Certainly, hitting the weights and putting some strength, on in the offseason. But he's a little bit more mobile. That said, Dolo up the gut for a 1st down. And he still keeps the legs moving and is able to drag 3 or 4 guys. So a 1st down for Biondolo inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. Now a flag is thrown at the end of the play. So wait and see what that is. I saw one of the Prep Charter players signify 1st down, so that could very well be a celebration penalty, and that'll be 15 yards back, which is pretty stupid. Let the referee signal 1st down. You just get up on the line and play. They're outmanning them on the line of scrimmage and really beating them off the ball, so there's no need for that celebration nonsense. An undisciplined penalty there by Prep Charter, and it's going to be 15 yards back from the spot, and being inside the red zone now, they're going to be back behind the 30. And with Interboro gaining a little bit of momentum with that early touchdown drive here in the 3rd, the last thing Prep Charter wants to do is lose an opportunity to gain that momentum back. They're moving the ball down the field. Now a stupid penalty could perhaps inspire Interboro. We'll wait and see, though. Dolo up the middle, grabbed by May. He doesn't get much. May's helmet fell off, so he's got to come out for a play. He'll be replaced this time by number 20, Chris Thomas. Royer grabs him. We'll see if he gets the 1st down or not. It looks like they're moving the chain, so it'll be a 1st down up at the 20. Struthers. May had him, and then he lost him. Mennel ends up grabbing him at the 20-yard line. May had him wrapped and tried to lasso and throw him down, and he was able to bounce off. It's a fast team who can do a lot of damage when they get the ball. They're not down until they're down. Interboro's put some good hits on in this game. I mean, all the highlight reel tackles have been from Interboro. Of course, they've all been after like 20-yard gains. This time, Royer again. He's really impressed me with his defensive line play today. He had a good game last week as well. He's been strong. 3rd down and 5. Need 2 big plays here. This time it's Mowbray, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the Interboro team. Monway with the touchdown, 15 yards out. That'll make it 25-12, pending an extra point. Going to go for 2. Spread all the way out. Monway once again. No, it's going to be a keeper for Dolo, and he'll get in. So it'll be 27-12 with 6:38 to go in quarter number 3. So in the aggregate, they've also actually lost 2 points going into since the beginning of the half. It's a 13-point deficit at halftime. Now it's 15. Still a two-score game. And it's important to remember that as long as it's a two-score game, you're still in it. There's a quarter and a half left to go. Another impressive drive by Interboro, and a defensive stand is all it takes. Kickoff go on a hop to Everton, who sort of nonchalantly lets it bounce. He's going to try and get to the home bench. It does turn the corner, but he's going to be driven out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. So Mental in the Bucs offense will have it back. Spot at the 35. Referee corrects that and spots at the 33-yard line. 6.5 to go. Tight formation, Shaw and Douglas. It goes on the outside on the jet sweep to Okuda. Okuda outruns the defense, going to be close to a first down. Really the first time they've attempted to run that jet sweep. They ran a play similar to Okuda earlier, but he cut it inside. The jet sweep really a staple of Steve Lennox's offense, and this time it went to him. And I think he saw the success that they had on the last drive, getting the ball outside. Maybe that's something he's going to try and do a little bit more. Because the up-the-middle running game really hasn't been there for the most part. Down marker says second, but they moved the sticks, so it's got to be first down. They now switch it to first, so they're going to give him first down. So 10 yards exactly on the carry by Mike Okuda, senior captain. Everton singled up. That's where they're headed. Everton on the slam, but he missed it. Mark also has to get his arms out there. I think that was a catchable ball. Catch there goes a long way. Mental shows off the strong arm there, but unable to corral that as Mark Everton, so second down and 10. Back to the passing game. Not much there. Looking for Shaw on the screen. They're going to call pass interference on John Davis. And now another flag on the play, so I don't know who that's going to be on. I don't know if that was on Lamar for saying something or if that was on one of the players on. The two flags came out. One I think would be for pass interference, and then who knows what the other one's going to be. Somebody said something to the official and they threw a flag. And I just don't know what is the matter with these kids. It's going to get called every single time you say something to the ref, and they're never going to change their mind. And now you have a potential 15-yard penalty and a first down that could be taken away. We'll see who the flag is on. That's pass interference. And you have a dead ball foul on them also. So it's actually going to be a 30-yard penalty, which will help the Bucs cause considerably. So somebody did say something. And that's 2 or 3 of those on Prep Charter tonight. And they're really I just don't understand. You're winning the game on the field. You're winning the game on the line of scrimmage. You're winning the game on the outside. You're playing better offense. You're playing better defense. But these stupid penalties are keeping Interboro in the game, and it's just not what it's just not good football. And for all the technical football-oriented stuff that's been tightened up by this new coaching staff, this is something they have to work on. Is telling the kids to just shut their stinking mouths, because it's going to get called every time. 28-yard line will be the line of scrimmage. So a simple pass to the fullback out of the backfield that should have been at the most a 4-yard gain is going to turn into a 30-yard gain for Interboro. And they'll take it any way they can get it. It goes back to Lamar. He gets nothing.
Back in the huddle. Back in the huddle.
And there's a player down for Prep Charter. This looks to be a little bit more serious as the helmet came off. And he's now moving his right leg, which is a little problematic. Hopefully this young man is okay. Marcus Bryant, number 51, who's played a really nice game. And both teams have vacated the field and talking to their respective coaches. So hoping this is just a cramp for young Marcus Bryant. We don't want to see anything too serious. No matter what color uniform they're wearing, we want all the kids to be okay at the end of the game. Play hard, compete as hard as you can, and get off the field safely. That's what we want. You're stretching it out, so hopefully it's just a cramp. I want to thank all the sponsors who, the local businesses who have paid good money to help the football team. They pay to have signs out here put up on the field and on the concession stand, and they basically line all the home stands. And they also get advertisements in the program. And without these local sponsors, it'd be really, really tough to maintain a football team. It's an expensive sport to finance between the training and the coaches and field maintenance and uniforms and helmets and just all the other equipment. It's not cheap, and there's a lot of kids that are involved in it, and the boosters do a phenomenal job. Mr. Menold, Sean's dad, is the president of the boosters this year, and he's taking a real pragmatic approach to running this organization, and is doing everything he can to gain, get as much money and get as much support as he can for the Bucs football program. And he's done a nice job so far, and I've known him for a long time, Dave Menold. He's a great guy, and he's going to continue doing a good job. Flag down, though. Menold kept it himself, which isn't something that's not really a part of Menold's game. He didn't see the pitch there, so we'll wait and see what this flag is. I don't know if was a hold on the play or had a man downfield. Waiting for the ref's signal, but there's another Prep Charter player down. It's John Davis this time, and it could be also that with these guys going both ways, they called a hold on Interboro, so. Another injury timeout. With these kids going both ways, it could be possible that they're starting to cramp up a little bit. That seemed to be the problem with Marcus on the last play. And I'm sorry, that was Quadir Struthers who was down. Actually, there were two players down. It was Struthers and John Davis, so two key outside receivers. And both will have to come off, I think, on this play. Both of them limping, so both of them probably a cramp. Struthers grabbing his quad, and he didn't receive medical attention. He is now, so he's going to have to come off the field as well. Football, as much as anything, is a war of attrition, and you have a couple guys out. You might want to try and take advantage of it. These are two guys who are playing the wide receiver, running back, and cornerback position, and have done a great job covering our wide receivers. So going to have to bring in some guys who are backups, who are a little bit cold, who don't get as much playing time. Might not be a bad idea to try and take advantage of that. Douglas and Everton. Wide to the near end. They're going to throw a screen. Everton's going to throw it. He lofts it up, looking for Pattinson. Pattinson catches it into the 5-yard line to about the 2. So Mark Everton, a nice throw to Chase Pattinson. Lateral pass to Everton, who found Pattinson, who made a nice hands catch and then rumbled and stumbled down to about the 2-yard line. And Interboro knocking on the door again. And like I said, you take advantage when the opportunities hit. I mean, both teams got kids going both ways. And as unfortunate as it is to see 2 key players go out on one play, you have to take advantage. Sean Douglas up the middle for his 3rd touchdown. And it'll be 27-18, and I'm pretty sure this time we're going to go for 2 because, you know, fool Coach Lennox once, fool him twice. You're not going to fool him 3 times. He sees a kicking game. It's just not going to happen tonight. I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to run, but I'm sitting next to 3 prep charter coaches, so we're going to keep our mouth shut until after the play. I formation, May the fullback. Okuda in motion. Mennel looking for May. That's what I knew they were going to run, but it worked to perfection this time. And Dan May with a nice catch, and now it's a 1-touchdown game again, 27-20 with 4:51 to go. 4:51 to go in quarter number 3. We still have an entire quarter after this. Well, we made mention when they got the ball back that a score and a defensive stand gives Interboro the chance to come down and perhaps tie this football game. And really at this point in the game, we're talking about a test of wills and the ability to stay on your feet and stay healthy and keep the cramps away and keep the hurt at bay and just tell yourself that you're going to go and play just that little bit harder. I mean, as much as Interboro's been outplayed, it's a 1-score game. A big defensive stand here and an opportunity to march back down the field. It looks like Coach Lennox has got his play calling on now and opening the offense up a little bit, moving the ball downfield. 3 out of the last 4 drives have yielded touchdowns. So perhaps he's figured out the key. And listen, these are big boys on Prep Charter. They're going to get a little bit tired. That ball bounces around. Prep Charter does receive it at the 42-yard line, one of the up men there. Nice job by number 8, Mahmoud Diubute, who was able to grab hold of that ball and keep Interboro from getting it on the, not really an onside kick, it was more just a squib kick. But good field position for Prep Charter. They have the ball at the 42, and that high-powered offense right back on the field. John Davis back on the field. I don't see Quantier Stuthers at this present time, but he may be on the field. It looks like he is actually the outside receiver because I see a guy with a limp over there. And they'll throw it, they'll get it right back to Tar Monway, who gets about 6 yards. Back on the line, running the hurry up. Get everybody on the one side, 3 wide receivers to the near end. Monway again, flag on the play. Be a false start on Prep Charter, 5 yards back. They'll make this a 2nd down and 8. Once again, Monway up 1st down and then some. Splits the defense, brought down finally by Everton and D'Alessio with a little bit of help inside the 25. And Monway's hurt after the tackle. His helmet came off and he seems to be a little bit shaken up. Now they'll bring out the trainers for him. So, and another guy down with a cramp up by the 35-yard line. So the hectic pace of this game is really starting to take its toll on the Prep Charter team, but certainly not stopping them from moving the ball on offense. I mean, that play up the middle has been there all game, really all season. Shotgun formation. They're going to throw a little flare pass to Davis. Nice job on the hip check by Mike Okuda. Struthers, who is back in the game. Once again up the middle, Everton with it's Naeem Bey with the tackle, but not before a 1st down at the 11-yard line. So Prep Charter still moving the ball. And they're just trying to stay loose. Struthers is hurt. Dolo keeps it. Pattinson and May. Make sure he doesn't get any more than a yard. Also the young Okuda on the tackle. So not much on that play, 2nd down and maybe 9 to go. Dolo to Struthers. And a great job by Royer to blow that play up in the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Really need this defensive stand. 2 more big plays here. And it may not be a bad idea for Prep Charter to take it easy, get in the huddle a little bit, because these guys are tired out there. Tired and cramped. And there's still a lot of game left. Dolo. Hands off, but Struthers gets into the end zone. It just doesn't seem to matter that these guys are hurt. They get to the outside, they get the legs moving, and they get into the end zone. So a touchdown for Struthers, and that'll make it a 33-20 game. So it's back to being a 2-score game. Interboro definitely playing better. They just can't stop these big home run hitters. And he runs right over to the sideline and collapses. So, I mean, they are in pain. I mean, it's probably, shin splints or just leg cramps. And they got to be able to take advantage on defense. And that kick is one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen. So it's still a 13-point game. High snap, and Hernandez kicked the ground ball. So he'll get back and kick it off, and hopefully Interboro can get it done on offense again. 2:05 to go, quarter number 3. Hernandez got it set up at the 40-yard line. Back deep, DeLessio, Everton, and Sean Douglas. Let's see where this one goes. Last time it went to the up man, Chase Pattinson, who got to about the 35-yard line. We'll see if they kick it deep or not. Definitely want to keep the ball out of the hands of Mark Everton if at all possible, and this time it's going to wind up going. And that ball's got to get through. Everton does pick it up, but it's going to be tough for him to get anywhere, and he's brought down to the 29-yard line. That's a ball that number 20 on the play, Chris Thomas, has to let go. So right back to where they were, 2 touchdowns down. Got to keep trying to move the ball on offense. And still waiting for that elusive defensive stand. Athletic Director Matt Griello, Principal Johnson, and Conte are still down on the sidelines. No nights off for these guys. Out to Everton. Everton shakes off a tackle. Shakes off another tackle. Down the sidelines goes Everton. Everton trying to outrun the defense. Going to be brought down out of bounds, and a flag, and it's a good flag. He was out of bounds 4 or 5 steps, and that's going to be 15 more yards tacked on. Mahmoud Diabate with the tackle out of bounds, and that's a good flag. So Everton showing some of his elusiveness and speed. And the defensive prep charter showing that they're getting to be a little bit tired, I think. And listen, Interboro, they're going both ways as well. And I think a lot of this is a testament to off-season training, weightlifting, running, conditioning. The coaching staff of Interboro very dedicated with the weightlifting and conditioning program that they have in the off-season. These guys put in a lot of hours, a lot of time with these young men. And that's what helps them stay conditioned and stay fit to go both ways. And you know, if you look at who's been down on the field, who's been cramped, it's been their guys and not ours. And really, you have to say, hats off to the coaching staff for getting our boys ready. Fumbled snap, Mennel would be best just to go down, and he gets pancaked on the play. And another guy down. So Mennel gets pancaked, but it's another prep charter player down. My man, Dr. Barber, calling me on the phone trying to set up a dinner date for afterwards. But Garnet Valley beats Ridley, and 21-14. So Green Raiders fall for the second week in a row. Nothing wrong with that. Coach Allison, who used to coach over here, my next door neighbor in the history department, defensive coordinator for Garnet Valley. So they played really well on defense, and they got a 21-14 win. I saw Garnet Valley last week. Mennel back to pass. Second down and long. He floats it up there. It's going to be a jump ball, and we'll wait and see. I think this is going to be an interception, and it is. And that was a tough ball. That was a tough ball to get. The interception is going to be credited to number 10, Kareem Dennis. And he just reached up and was a little bit taller than the intended receiver there, and with the way they were moving the ball, that's a tough blow right there. Minute 16 to go. Prep charter all the way back at the 7-yard line. And Prep Charter calls a timeout here. It might not be a bad idea to give these guys a little bit of a breather. Interboro band. You can hear them hopefully in the background, cheerleaders dancing along to the music. I have quite a few members of the marching band, football team, and cheer team represented in my classes, but they were all in uniform today at school. Took a AP government test, so their plates are full. I mean, I'm constantly blown away at how busy these kids stay. We have great kids here at Interboro, and I'm so proud to be a part of the staff. So proud to have this senior class. They're an ambitious lot. 62 kids signed up for AP government. That's something else. 62 kids signed up for taking one of the hardest classes in the school. A lot of them are out here tonight as well, representing their schools, cheerleaders, members of the band, and football. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Not much on that carry. Be second down and about 7. They're going to give him 3 yards on the carry. You've seen Shantz in there, I believe, at the running back position. So this time Dolo's going to keep it himself. No first down. Third down and short. Third down and about 2.5, 3 yards. We'll see if they get this play off before the end of the third quarter. My money's on yes. And they will get the first down, and that'll be the last play of the quarter. Flag down on the play, though, so we'll wait and see. And I honestly did not see what happened there. Prep Charter seems to think that this one's against Interboro. There was a little bit of extracurricular going on between the Prep Charter wide receiver and Mark Everton, so I think they might have flagged Everton for an unsportsmanlike here. And there's another flag that you just can't give up. Got them buried deep in their territory. Personal foul on Interboro. I'll throw 4 fingers in the air. It's fourth quarter time here at the South Avenue Sports Complex. 33-20 is your score in favor of Prep Charter. They'll have the ball at the 34-yard line going the other way. Really an opportunity to get the ball back. They did get a first down on the play, but 15 extra yards via the penalty. And Prep Charter now has the ball near the middle of the field as opposed to buried in their own territory. It was turned out to be a fairly long game, too, as well. It's with the team going, with Prep Charter going no huddle and throwing the ball a little bit, a lot of first downs. You know, it's been a slower game. Not to mention we start at 7:30 as opposed to 7 o'clock here. Unlike most games in the area start at 7, we start at 7:30. So we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour, and we're just beginning the fourth quarter. Definitely going to hit that late night menu tonight. First down, Prep Charter. 12 minutes left in this one. Needing a miracle. A couple yards right up the middle.
2nd down and 5. Ball at the 38-yard line. Bucs fans voicing their displeasure. Struthers again. This time not much. Pattinson and Royer tag team on the tackle, so it'll be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. And another important down here. Really got to tighten up here. Close up those holes. Try and force a mistake. Dolo going to keep it himself. And Okuda had a shot at him, and he just keeps bouncing off tackles, and now he's off to the races. Brought down finally at the 25-yard line is Dolo, and a play that really should have been blown up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. It's going to be a 1st down, and now they're knocking on the door again, looking to put a nail in the coffin. Line of scrimmage is the 30. They said he stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Struthers. He's got room. He bounces off a tackle. Second down, 2. He stepped out of bounds. Clock will stop at 10:37. Interboro in real danger of falling to 0-3, and I can't remember that happening. Not in the Steve Lennox era. Up the middle for a 1st down for Prep Charter. They'll keep the chains moving. Out of the shotgun, Dolo looked for the lateral pass. It wasn't there. Royer stops him behind the line of scrimmage. So a good game continues for Royer. There'll be a 1-yard loss. 2nd down, 11. Monway. Once again, he stopped a couple of good plays in a row by the Interboro interior line. Bring up a 3rd down and long. Certainly 4-down territory for Prep Charter, not to mention the clock's ticking. It's time to pass. Dolo looking. Flag down the play. Probably will be a hold. Dolo tucks and runs. Brought down by Everton. Not brought down by Everton. Brought down by, I'm sorry, that was Naeem Bey, who I guess was unable to make the tackle. May ends up making a tackle at the 15-yard line, but we're going to be a holding penalty, I think. So that'll take it back for 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and even longer. It'll be 3rd down and about 25. Is they're going to call that spot foul at the 25-yard line. It'll be taken back to the 35. They have to get to the 10 for a 1st down, which is not out of the realm of possibilities given what we've seen this evening. So once again, Interboro's in a spot where they're going to need two big defensive plays here back-to-back. Try to get the ball back and hopefully a couple quick scores because the clock is ticking. We're under 8.5 minutes in quarter number 4. Screen. Taken care of nicely. They're going to call that an incomplete pass. It's a shame they did because Naeem Bey was off to the races if it was a catch. Mahmoud Diabate was the intended receiver on the screen. 4th down, and now Prep Charter will probably punt the ball. No sense in going for it. 4th down and 25. Everton, the only man back deep. Coach Buno wants him at the 10. He's at the 6. High snap. And that ball is blocked. Dolo picks it up. And they're going to have to stop him. Dolo going to walk into the end zone. There's going to be a holding penalty on the play. So this will ultimately come back. And now another flag on the play. Dolo picked up a blocked punt. Good athleticism on his part. It's going to come back for a couple penalties, and it's going to actually wind up being about 4th and like 55 or something. But another flag on the play. It's really unfortunate to see this as Prep Charter playing a nice game on the field, but making a lot of mistakes with the referees. Interboro player down, also at the 28-yard line. So Coach Lennox out to tend to him as well as the training staff. I didn't get a chance to see who the young man is on the field. Looks again like probably a cramp. But
You never seen speed before? Like,
looks like he's being helped, so we'll be able to identify in just a second. I see a 7, so it's Blake D'Alessio who was injured on the play. And Blake a key player on both sides. Had a nice catch earlier in the game as well as an interception. So Blake is certainly a contributor. He'll have to come out. Everybody got down on the knee. At least on the Interboro side anyway. And there'll be a whole bunch of flags called here. So they're going to call just the... They're going to move that ball all the way back to the 45-yard line. So now it'll be 4th and 55. Or 4th and 35, I'm sorry. And they'll have to re-kick. So that was one of the stranger plays you'll see. A block punt return for the touchdown by the team that punted it. And Blake seems to be a little bit more in the cramp as he's really banged up here. And he's giving it his all tonight. Mental helping him off. So rare is a time when the starting quarterback is carrying the wide receiver off. If every kid was like Sean Mennel, his team might be undefeated state champions. High snap again. This time he gets the kickoff clean. Everton calls a fair catch at the 14-yard line. And they'll be right back at it. The good news is Prep Charter didn't score. The bad news is there's 8 minutes left and they need 2 scores and a stop. Line of scrimmage will be the 14. 7:59 left to go. And Mennel gets to play in from Coach Lennox, and they'll be set to go. Fourth quarter action from here at the South Avenue Sports Complex. Temperature dropping seemingly by the second. We got to decide to wear long sleeves tonight. James Runkle not as smart as me, apparently. Of course, I've been here a few times. I know what's up. Mennel finds a man. It's Everton. They head for about 7. Clock will keep running. And there really isn't a hurry-up offense in the arsenal for Interboro, so they're going to have to keep sending Mennel over to the coach. He'll run out as far as he can without getting a sideline violation, and they'll keep the play going, but every single time, about 30 seconds runs off in between plays, so not a real conducive to playing catch-up. Outside is Okuda. Okuda cuts back.
Let's go, little bro.
Not a first down. So third down at about 4, as we're going to go under 7 minutes now. .21-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Third and just over 3. Shaw and Douglas. Mennel, pressure. Brought down, it's a sack. Once again, the interior line making pressure. Jabril Little on the sack that time. For the first time we've called his name, but a big sack for him. And Mennel to be brought down, and it's going to be, looks like they're going to have to call a timeout here as Interboro. And I really can't imagine them going for it here. It's 4th down and 11. I mean, they're way back in their territory. I mean, I guess, unless this is an injury timeout, so I don't think it's a charge timeout. There's another young man down. This time it's number 11, Devontae Coney. The punt team is out there. But this will give Prep Charter a chance to salt away as much of the clock as they possibly can once Coney gets up and around. Special teams unit out there. And it's quite possible that Prep Charter is going to stay right in their defensive set. No, they're not. Quadir Struthers and John Davis are going to go back into double safety formation at the right around midfield. And Mennel's punt is not a bad one at all. Fielded at the 50, and Quadir right up the middle to about the 40. Now he seems to be down. So surprisingly, an injury timeout. So I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with Struthers there. He, you see him pounding his fist on the ground, so he is trying to push himself up. And I just think it's really just he's tired. He's tired and he's cramped, and you know he's played a hard game. He's played a great game. But definitely one of the most valuable players for the Prep Charter team. So Charter on offense at the 38-yard line. Good field position. 6:14 to go. First and 10. Dolo still in at the quarterback position. He'll stay in the shotgun. Monway, the tailback. Read option goes to him. He goes right up the middle. And if it wasn't for that tackle, he was gone. Tackle on the play made by number 18, Matt DeSands. And if he doesn't make that shoestring tackle, he's off to the races. I have another man down. This time it's an Interboro player. It looks like it might be Royer. I don't know if he took a shot to the head or not, but these trainers are getting a lot of exercise running out to the field. .554 is the time left on the clock in a game that is, for lack of a better word, is protracted at this point. I can't say that the outcome is 100% for sure, as there is enough time and it's only a 2-score lead, but Prep Charter has the ball in a 2-score lead. Royer off the field. Not sure if he got his bell rung or if he's just cramped as well, but so we'll be right back at it in a few seconds. And Blake DeLessio obviously done for the game. He's sitting on the bench, and he's won't be playing any more football tonight. Hopefully he's okay. We'll get an injury report on him as soon as we possibly can. Prep Charter with the ball first down to 25-yard line. Clock is moving again. Monway, up the middle. Pattinson with the tackle. Get about 5 there. We creep inside 5.5 minutes. And for the first time, you really start to see a slowdown by Prep Charters. They're going to wait for the clock to whittle down a little bit, and they'll wait for the ref, the back judge, to give that signal, and then they'll run the play. Pattinson drags down Dolo. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. But they're taking their good old time now, which is actually smart football. Bucs have certainly battled in this game. I mean, I guess if you're a coach staff or you're a hardcore fan, you can't help but be critical of some of the effort and some of the plays that have been made. But they haven't completely folded up their tents, and now they're going to be a delay of game penalty here. I mean, they have battled back, made a couple of nice drives on offense. Some of the players here are really playing their heart out. I mean, there's definitely others where you'd expect a little bit of a better effort, but there's some kids here who have given it their all throughout this game on both sides of the ball. Steve Royer, one of them, he's out now, and I'm not sure if he'll be back in the game, but Steve has played one whale of a game both ways. Sean Mennel, of course, you're always going to get 100% from him. Monway, the run, a nice stick on that play by Naeem Bey. Nice high tackle, shoulder to the head. That's what you want. Clean tackle by Naeem. It'll be 4th down for Prep Charter. Inside of 4 minutes. This time it's Dolo on the keeper. And he will get not a first down, or he will get a first down, and that will probably, at this point, seal it. So he'll be able to run more clock now. Temporarily stopped for the change, and then the referee quickly calls for the clock to run again. They're going to throw a pass, which is a little bit surprising. Guess they're trying to punch one more in. Also stops the clock. Just the two gentlemen on both sides of me wearing the short sleeves are not happy about. Second down and 10. Dolo in the shotgun formation. No different than any other play tonight. Monway stacked up near the line of scrimmage. Mennel was the first to get at him. Refs, I think even the refs are too tired to throw a flag now for some of the extracurriculars. Throwing the flag just stops the clock and really prolongs the obvious. Prep Charter is going to win this football game, and well deserved. Interboro is going to fall to 0-3, which again I believe is the first time ever in the Steve Lennox era. This is just not a program that's used to leaving since Coach Lennox signed on over 20 years ago. And they're going to pass. That ball is short hopped. It'll be fourth down with 2:08 to go. So they'll go for it on fourth down and give Interboro the opportunity perhaps to get a stop here and get the ball back. Struthers. And he cuts back inside and is going to go in for a touchdown. And this is... I have no words, man. This is, you're basically giving away the ball. And he cuts back inside and scores a touchdown. And it's going to be 39-20. Pending the extra point, could be 40. Not a lot of instances where you give up 40 points over here and win the game, and this is certainly not going to happen tonight. And that'll also empty the South Avenue Sports Complex as well as this broadcast booth, I think. And there won't be a try here. 39-20 is going to wind up being the score with 2:01 to go. And we'll have a perfunctory kickoff and a couple plays, I guess. At this point, probably going to be just running plays to kill the clock. Coach trying to stay positive, and I think that's really tough. I mean, one thing Steve Lennox is known for is that he just doesn't get down on the boys. I mean, he gets down on himself and maybe gets down on the fact that they're losing, but he stays positive all the time and doesn't do a lot of yelling and screaming. Always talks to the men in a respectful tone, and that's why he's had such great success as a coach over the years. And you know that this losing is killing him, man. And, as a guy that I've known for a long time now, I hate to see it happen because he pours his heart and soul into this program. And, I feel bad for him. I mean, here the rest of us are sitting here on Friday night excited for the weekend, and this game probably just ruined this weekend, and it just got started. They're going to come in here and watch the films tomorrow. There'll be no donuts. And it's just going to be, a tough weekend for them. But they're going to come right back at it on Monday and get ready for Penn Charter next week and hopefully be able to get that first win. Prep Charter to kick off. Same guys back deep, except Okuda is going to replace D'Alessio, who's out of the game, pads off. Squib kick. Going to go to Pattinson again. He'll be rustled down by just about the entire special teams at Prep Charter up the 35-yard line. And Mennel will be right back out there. Let's see what they can do with a minute 55 to go. .35 is going to be the line of scrimmage. Shaw and Douglas still in there. And this play will ultimately determine what the fate of the game is, and it's going to be, I thought maybe they had just run the clock out, but they attempted to pass, but Menold is sacked. Right now, it's just they're leading the lamb to a slaughter right now. I don't even know that it's wise to keep throwing Menold back there and let him get pounded like this. You still have a lot of football left this season. Might not be a bad idea just to lick your wounds and hopefully everybody's there because, after Sean, there's not a lot of experience at the quarterback position. And make no mistake, Sean Menold is a good quarterback. And, I hope that the people out there in Interboro don't get too down on this young man because he's a great kid and he's going to make some things happen this year. I know he is. Yet they're just off to a rough start. Okuda brought out of bounds. They'll keep the clock running anyway. Third down and 10. We're under a minute. Once the clock runs, we'll sign off, so I'll say my thank yous now. Thanks to James Runkle for filming and producing this game. Pat DiCostanzo down in the truck. I'd like to give thanks to Matt Cleaver for 2 years of great service. Like I said, he's on the football team now. Hopefully a speedy recovery to him and his now non-existent appendix. Thanks to everybody for watching this game. Menold over the middle looking for Everton, who does make the catch. Not going to be a first down. He'll be brought down just shy, and a flag down on the play, of course. So 23.8 to go on the clock. There'll be a flag, which will probably give Interboro a first down. Ed Barrar also battled an injury. He's got double rotator cuff surgery. The young man on the PA, I gave him a big shout out earlier for 25 years of service. So Eddie Barrar in pain, but he's still gutting it out, making that drive from Westchester to do these games on a volunteer basis. So whatever the penalty was, and I turned my head so I didn't even see what it was, it's declined. So it's going to be fourth down. So clock is running. Menold. Pump fake, going to throw it deep, and it's going to be well overthrown. And they're just going to let this clock run out, which is probably the wisest thing they can. No, they're not going to do that. There's 3.1 seconds left. So Prep Charter will take over, and they'll just do a kneel down, and that'll be the end of this ball game. Prep Charter is going to go to 3-0. Interboro is going to go to 0-3, and none of these are Del Val games. But you can see the dejection on the sidelines as some Gatorade coolers are getting tossed, and I'm not really sure that's going to help with the result of this game or any games moving forward, but I understand. I've been a coach in the past, and it's just frustrating, and you really get passionate about it, and you put a lot of time into it. And to start off like this, I mean, we're 2 weeks into the year, and the team's 0-3. That's certainly not what they want. So there'll be a kneel down here, victory formation. Congratulations to Prep Charter. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next week, 7:30 here against Penn Charter. We hope to see you then. Thank you.